C-O-U-G-A-R-S, Cougars are the very best team. C-O-U. C-O-U-G-A-R-S, Cougars are the very best team. C-O-U. C-O-U-G-A-R-S.
On Your Sidelines, the cheer team from GRCC still rocking with us, and we'll get to those Cougars later in the show. But first, Unity Christian hasn't had much trouble with anybody this season. One of the teams they rolled over en route to that OK Gold Championship was South Christian. Tonight, the Sailors had a shot at revenge against the unbeaten Crusaders in D4 action. We start in the second half. Unity up 22-21, and folks, Carson Viss everywhere tonight, but hey, what else was new? The senior quarterback picks up 11 here on the scramble. He can do it with his arms. He can do it with his legs. That sets up who but himself. Just 5 plays later, Viss fakes left, finds Patriot on the right. That would put the Sailors in the lead by 7 after the 2-point conversion. So how did the Crusaders respond? Well, with a drive of their own. Of course, Max Van Covering with a man on his back, 13 yards in 4-6. But what's that? Head coach Craig Tibby keeps his offense on the field. He wants 2. He wants the lead. So what's the play call? Well, it's to the sophomore Charlie Vermis. He has something to say about that. Sheds one man, makes a crucial stop, keeps the Sailors up 29-28. What a fitting way to end this game than with Carson Viss. He's going to find the end zone after a textbook drive, running the clock to cap it off. Upset alert. Sailors moving on after a 35-28 victory. And they'll go on to face the winner of this next matchup. Last regular season, Whitehall finished a perfect 9-0. 2 weeks later, though, they lost in the district title game to Big Rapids by 1 single point. Tonight was an opportunity for the Vikings to get revenge and the trophy they missed out on last season. First quarter, and the only points of the first half come via this 29-yard field goal by Judd Musk. 3-0 Vikings. Whitehall looking to add on just before the break, but the Vikings quarterback Camden Thompson takes the hit. Ball is on the turf. Cardinals' Jonathan Lazinski falls on it. We head 3-0 at halftime. We're going to move all the way to the fourth, where Whitehall finally breaks through for the game's first touchdown. Thompson to his favorite target, Hunter Osborne. Osborne makes not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 Cardinals miss. Scores from 30 yards out. Whitehall up 10-0. Big Rapids trying to mount the comeback, though, but Cole heist pass going to be picked by that guy Thompson. Does it on both sides of the ball. Now on defense, Vikings ball. They would add some insurance. 4th and goal. Thompson, this time he's going to hand it to Osborne on the sweep. 11 yards into the end zone. Whitehall, you're the district champs. 17-7, your final.
13 on Your Sidelines MVP of the Week, sponsored by Rant Insurance.
About this time each week, we hand out some hardware to the 13 on Your Sidelines MVP of the Week. But not this week. We've got something even bigger for you in store. The big trophy. We got to introduce you to the nominees for the 13 on Your Sidelines MVP of the Year. We start with Caledonia quarterback Brody Betzer. Brody won the MVP of the week with us during week 4. He hasn't slowed down since. 1,800 yards passing, 25 touchdowns through the air, plus 400 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns on the ground. We move to another former MVP of the week, Coopersville quarterback Bo Harris. Bo had more than 1,500 passing yards and 23 touchdowns through the air, plus 1,000 yards and 14 touchdowns on the ground as the Broncos won the first ever River Cities Alliance Championship. To Granville and the reigning, defending, undisputed 13 on Your Sidelines MVP of the Year, Jaden Terry. This season, Tank had 1,600 rushing yards and 24 touchdowns and a receiving touchdown to go with it. No wonder this 3-star recruit has offers from 5 Mid-American Conference schools. As just a junior, by the way. Just down the road, Byron Center quarterback Landon Tungate has had himself a season as well. He's picked up 1,400 passing yards, 18 touchdowns to go along with over 1,000 yards and 14 additional touchdowns on the ground, leading the Bulldogs to a very impressive season, as you saw, district title. Our last nominee, South Christian quarterback Carson Viss. A one-man wrecking crew for the Sailors, racking up 1,900 passing yards, 19 touchdowns through the air, and nearly 1,000 yards and 14 touchdowns on the ground. He's going to be playing both basketball and football at Western Michigan University next season. So now it is up to you, West Michigan, to decide who is taking home this prestigious award. Head to 13onyourside.com right now. Look for this story. And this is the only way that you can cast your ballot. A lot of people sliding into our DMs over the last few weeks to vote. That is not going to get it done. You've got to go through the website. We bring in Jacob Seuss back. Jacob, you and I stared at the stats for a long time last night.
Dreary eyes.
It was really tough. We have a list of kind of honorable mentions here, and Bryce Colbert was a cool guy you heard a story about.
Yeah, North Muskegon quarterback, another great outing for him tonight, but we'll get to that later. His coach, Larry Witham, put him under center this season. Coming into the year, he wasn't sure he was going to be the starting quarterback, but because of personnel changes, he got in. He had one heck of a year. And North Muskegon, they've been great. And Bryce Colbert, Matt, he's just a junior. But like you said, we have plenty of honorable mentions. I mean, I'm happy West Michigan has to vote for this award because I don't know how I would vote. Just plenty of good choices out there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I want to throw some other names at you. Camden Thompson from Whitehall, Grayson Fellows from Kennewa Hills, Cass Stanberry from Saugatuck, a kid that I've known since he was 3.5 feet tall, by the way. Cody Manley from Belding, Bryson Stevenson from Oak Ridge, Anthony Schultz from Central Montcalm. It was just really tough to make the decision, and you know, we don't take those decisions lightly, and we want to give these kids their shine each and every week, Jacob.
And yeah, let me tell you, Matt, those are names we have heard through this show, through pretty much the entire year. These kids are studs. They've put in the work. They've put up the stats, and their teams are rewarded because most of them made the playoffs here.
That's right.
All right, well, make sure to go vote. You have plenty of time to do that before next week, but we also have plenty more playoff action to come your way. Next up, we are divided for just a day. The diocese splits in half. Rivals Grand Rapids Catholic Central and West Catholic face off for the district title in Division 5. Plus, North Muskegon came into tonight winners of 9 straight games. Find out if they can keep it going against McBain when we return.